And I do believe to properly build out AI, we're talking about trillions of dollars of investing. So data centers today could be as much as 200 megahertz. And they're now talking about data centers are going to be 1 gigawatt. That's powers a city. There was one tech company that I spoke to the CEO last week who said, right now, all their data centers is about 5 gigawatts. By 2030, they need 30 gigawatts. 30. The amount of power that's needed to use AI has huge impact on society. Yeah. Where's that power going to come from? Are we going to take it off the grid? What does it mean for elevated energy prices for everybody else if it's that? I think it's going to represent some huge societal questions that we have not addressed, the negative side. Forget about the use of it, but just the generation of it is massive power. Okay, but that is a huge investment opportunity so that the world is going to be short power. Short power. And to power these data companies, you cannot have just this intermittent power like wind and solar. You need dispatchable power because you can't turn off and on these data centers.
We've been using AI, David, and you and I have talked about this for 20 years in our business in some way. But what's changed now is the power of the compute that's available. I think there's an enormous productivity opportunity. There are obviously efficiency opportunities. And also, if you think about the amount of capital that's going to be necessary to implement this, the amount of energy and power that's going to be necessary to implement it, this is something that people are going to have to think very strategically about, and that's something that Goldman Sachs helps our clients with.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leverage to technology, and I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust. And we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
I hate when countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war. And we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly down. We have stocks up. And guys, how quickly things have changed. Remember, Bitcoin was using all this energy. It needs to go. It's using up too much energy. Now, all of a sudden, guys, these data centers, Larry Fink, David Solomon from Goldman Sachs, saying how these data centers are going to be using all this energy. And that's the reason why we have the climate agenda. They don't want humanity to use the energy. They want the machines to take over. And anytime they mention AI, they mention productivity. Because, guys, we know AI doesn't need to sleep. They don't need a lunch break. They're not calling out. They don't need health benefits. And they're definitely not talking back. And you definitely don't have to worry about a union. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which on Friday took a beating, but right now they're slightly up. We have the dollar down. We have volume and crypto up. We have Tether and USDC. And we have this Bloomberg article states that 90% of stablecoin transactions are not from real users. And guys, we know who's been using stablecoins. That's right, the government. And that's the reason why less than 10% of stablecoin transactions are organic. Guys, the only thing you have to do is follow the money. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed repo at $450 billion on Friday. And we had Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett still looking good at his age and voice is strong. And we know something's not right there, but I'm not going to get into that. But he talks about AI, compares AI with nukes. And who also said that? That's right, Elon Musk. Guys, they do not have to be in the same room. They're going to talk the same, act the same, because they know the goal. And that's the fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. But first, we have to have that crisis. And we know during a crisis, they can do things they normally would not have been able to do. And these small and medium-sized banks are about to fall. And we know crypto is going to be used as the excuse. But now we're seeing the central banks start to reveal the plan. And then also these big corporation CEOs are starting to reveal the plan. And what does that mean? They're ready to put things in motion. But it's going to be over in the fourth industrial revolution. Remember, guys, the emerging markets are going to rise first, and the United States is going to follow. And I'm going to get into that a little later. But remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have spot Bitcoin ETFs. We have BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale all slightly up. But getting over into a little crypto news. We have Robinhood gets Wells notice from the SEC for its crypto business. And again, the movie continues. And Robinhood is a publicly traded company, so it should not be a problem with them carrying securities. Gary Gensler and Janet Yellen are the chess pieces to get us over to this digital economy. And they need distraction after distraction, so that therefore they can play the Hegelian dialectic in order to move us forward. Every time we turn around, there's either an investigation or a lawsuit to kick the can down the road. They clearly know we're going to be moving over to these digital currencies because the big banks and big corporations, and especially central banks, have been funding this whole industry from the beginning. And we know they control Tether. And we know that Tether movie is coming to put the central banks in the driver's seat of these digital assets, and especially stablecoins. We know stablecoins keep the central banks in control, but these stablecoins are going to be programmable, telling you what, when, and how to buy, and you have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. But lastly, guys, we have the BIS talking about the new financial system, going over stable coins and CBDCs. So yes, guys, we're going to get a whole lot of distractions, but stay focused. Follow the money. Take time and read these reports that are coming out of the central banks because they're clearly showing you the plan. And we can look at the economy and see how bad the consumer is doing. And if you don't believe it, the only thing you have to do is go onto the Fed website. They have a report for everything. But the central banks printed 80% of all money in existence in 2 years in order to destroy the current fiat world reserve currency, the dollar, and the current economy. Because they want to put the sheep out of work, in control of the economy, which is going to give them total power. And we know blockchain gives them the all-seeing eye, where they'll be able to know you better than you know yourself. And we know once they get you inside the metaverse, download you, that means they can delete you. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.